Hello everyone, welcome back to another casual code video. In today's video I'll be teaching you about remote events and how you can use them to fire and launch these different events throughout your scripts. So yeah, that's it. Let's get into it. Okay, so before we get into it, I need to explain a bit what remote events are. So basically, to showcase it to you with parts, you have your local script over here. We'll make the local script blue. And then you have a server script over here, which we will make yellow. So local, blue, and server is yellow. And you can see the difference with just importing a script. If you type script, this is server. You got local script, which is client, and then module script, which is something else. But this will be the local script, and this will be the normal server-sided script. So basically, with remote events, we can make a new part. We can make it orange. Actually, that's kind of hard to see. We'll make it green. So we'll make it a bit smaller. So this remote event is basically used to fire and pick up certain events in your game. So basically, let's say we have it in the client. We want to make it so that when you do something for the client, then we need to do something on the server. Then you can fire a remote event on the client, and you can then go ahead and pick it up on the server, and then you can write from there. So every time that thing happens in the client, the event is gonna get shot over to the server script, and then you can keep writing on it over here, but server-sided. And you can also do this reversed, so from server to client. Okay, so in this case, I'm just going to be showing you a simple demonstration with two scripts on how to make it so that actually I'll just show you. I think it's easier to. So basically, when you touch this part, it's gonna, in the output, it's gonna say fired, and then it's gonna tell me who the player name fired which event. So in this case, it's called touch event, and I fired it. And then as you can see, it's gonna fire it again. It's gonna disappear. Then it's gonna wait a second or two, and then it's gonna reappear. So how we go about coding this is you make a new local script, and you place this in the storage UI, and you can call it whatever. I called mine fire local RE, and RE stands for remote event. So fire the local remote event, and then you make a server script in server script servers, and I call this pick up the local RE. So as I explained before, we fire it and then we pick it up on the server in this case. So if you go to the local first, what we're defining is the part, which is this blue part right here. We're defining that. Then we're defining the remote event, and you want to go to replicated service and storage, and make a folder that's called remote events and a folder that's called part folder. Inside remote events, you want to add your event. If you're copying what I'm typing, then you need to call it this touch event. But if not, then you can call it anything you want. Then finally, you need to make a folder in the workspace, and once you've done that, you're ready to script, and then it's going to be finished. So yeah, we're defining the part and the event, and then we're making a debounce, which is basically a cooldown. If you don't know what it is, I recommend watching Alvin's Blocks, the YouTuber's tutorial on it. He covers it really well and really fast as well. So yeah, I recommend generally watching him. He makes really good videos. But anyways, let's scroll in a bit for you guys. As you can see down here, we're making our function. So we're saying once we touch this part, we're going to connect that to a function, and the function we're calling hit. So every time we touch a part, that's going to fire the hit function right here. And we're going to say if not db, then because db equals to false, and if not is basically the same as saying false. So if db is false, then make it true. And we're defining the character here. So local character equals game.players local player, dot character. So here we're defining the character. We're saying if hit.parent, so if whoever hit the part's parent. So if my leg hit the part's parent, that will be my character. And if that it's a character that touched it, so if this is a character, it's kind of hard to explain. If I go ahead and touch this part right now, then it will keep running the code because my parent is a character, has a character inside of it. But the base plate, for example, which is the ground, which it is connecting right here, is not going to run the rest of the code because it doesn't have a character inside of it. So basically what we're doing down here is we're firing this RE. So whenever you want to fire a local script to a server. You want to call it fire server. And whenever you want to fire a local script to a server, you do it like this. I'll just quickly show you. RE fire client, and you got fire all clients, which fires a event for each client, and then fire client, which is for the specified player. So that's how to do it from server to client. And then we wait to, and we make the debounce equals to false, debounce, sorry, so that we can repeat this code. Then we go into our server script. We have the same variables up here as we did on the last one. And we're making sure that the parent part of transparency equals to 0. It's just to demonstrate it easier. You don't need this code. Then we're doing remote event dot on server event. So we're basically picking up what we left here in the local script, and we connect that to a function, and we call it player. So again, if it's not db, if db is equals to false, then we can run this code and we can say db equals to true. We're gonna print fired because now we have fired the event. We're gonna wait to, and then we are going to get the parts parent. So right now the parts parent, this part is going to be workspace. So yeah, that's the parent. Actually, I'm gonna put it in this folder right here. So if the parts parent, or not if the, we're setting the parts parent, sorry, I'm messing up today. So if the parts parent is game.replicate storage, wait for child part folder that we made before, when we're setting this, we're not waiting, we're actually setting this to this part folder. Then we're saying that here. So if it's actually this that we just set up here, so if it successfully set it, then we'll run this code. We'll say one a player.name dot dot, and then space fired v, and then dot dot, and then the remote events name. Then we're waiting 2 seconds, and we're making the debounce false. We're waiting 2 seconds again down here, and we're setting the parts parent to game.workspace and then our folder, and we're setting the position to the position that it was before. Basically, whenever we do this, we basically just drag the part into this part right here. And once we do this, as you can see, if I do it again, we don't actually change the position from this part to this part. The position stays the same. So we're basically just saying that the position, just in case we don't set this, we're making sure that the position is the same as we did before. And that is it. That is all you need to do. This is not the most optimized way to do it, because I just had my exams today, one of my exams today, so I'm really tired and I couldn't be bothered to make this the most efficient way, because that requires a lot of brain power. So this works, but again, it's not the most optimized way, so I recommend doing it a bit more optimized than I'm doing. Anyways, it should work. If we have our workspace ready, you can see we got an error, and this is probably because setting the part here. Then wait for actually we can do game.workspace workspace parts fire mode event, and then we just copy this and we put it in as well. That should fix our error. See if we get more errors. Doesn't look like it. We're going to clear our output right here. We're going to touch the part. It's gonna say fired. It's gonna say script.casual fired the touch event, and it's gonna come back. And if you do that again, you see right now the this part is inside this folder. But we look in just a second. If you look in this folder right here. Okay, so I made a typo before, but if we go ahead and try to test this out again, basically you can see the part right here is in this workspace, and the other folder is in the replica storage. So let's try touch it. So we touch it, the part gets sent down to the replica storage, as you can see, and after that it gets plugged back into the workspace. And we are actually printing every time we touch the part. If I just show you again, we're printing fired, and then we're waiting a second, and then we're printing who fired which event. So that's a really simple non-optimized way to fire remote events. And if you learned a bit more, at least a bit more about remote events in this video. That is great. That's just what we wanted. And yeah, you can use remote events for anything, and it's very vital to actually making big games. So hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. If you're interested in learning Lua, then you can join the first link in the description. It's my Discord server. If not, then thank you for watching the video and have a nice day. Bye bye.